All right, oh, excuse me. Wow, bad start. All right, everybody, welcome back. Here we are doing some streaming stuff. Give me one quick second to see what I can do here. Get this. I think it was this one, right? Okay. If that's too loud, please let me know. This is safe music for both YouTube and Twitch, so neither one of them can complain. Okay, let me get back over to you. Okay. Okay, now, everyone seems to be doing this, their forever world kind of thing. So why not? That's what I'm kind of here to do now, I guess. And as you can see, I've already kind of started it. Let's see how it goes from here, you know. Alright. Now, this is Minecraft 26.2. So it has all of the new updatey stuff. And I think you might have a bit of a plan of what I'm going to do initially here, anyway. Right off the bat, I'm not going to worry about any big build or anything right now. I'm just going to concentrate on getting all the farms done so that we can start mapping out the world and stuff. Now, I do have vanilla tweaks on here. I have a few of those on here, actually. I don't have any mods on it, although I am considering looking at a couple of mods to be put on here. So... Anyway, I am considering it. I may or may not. I haven't decided yet, because this is the regular Minecraft source material. So it's not like, you know, I'm using like a curse or wow, the name of oh my god, I can't even say it. And anyway, it's the actual Minecraft launcher. All right. Now, Minecraft news. Let's see here. Scar World is now completed. It's done. We are beginning Season 7 in about 2 weeks. Shoot, I kind of forgot what the date was. But we're starting in July, and it's approximately about 2 weeks, I think, from now anyway. There is no idea of theme yet, at least nothing that's been announced. Why am I not going down? But we do know that it will be 26.1.2 as of when the server starts up. Trying to drown me, are you? So when it begins, and mending, okay, crucifixion figures, right? We will be 26.1.2. Let's see here. The changeover for the new office setup, for the inclusion of me being in my bed, isn't going as smoothly or as quickly as I would like to have it. It may extend out. I apologize for that, but I am trying to get things set up so that I can comfortably stream and do YouTube stuff. Right now, it's very painful for me to do just about anything. Unfortunately, I'm slowly losing the battle with my broken back. And that's just the nature of the beast. You know, it's not anything like we didn't know was coming. I don't generally talk about my personal life as a general rule, but this kind of affects you guys from a viewership point of view, so I thought maybe it definitely should be included. Okay. Well, we have a treasure map. So this is a fairly vanilla world. I mean, I say that when I, even though I'm using like tweaks and whatnot. Ooh, nice, most blocks. Okay. I already have pretty much all the other stuff. Nice. I don't have a name for the world yet. I wonder what world was. So for now, it's... Oh, you need to sleep. Okay. We sleep. We sleep, I think. Oh, hey, Liz. How's it going? How are you? What was it? Oh, yeah. So I don't quite have like a name for the world or anything, or storyline even. Get in there. So the gist is, for now, just to get into playing Minecraft, as a general rule, that doesn't go there. Is a general rule of getting back into playing regular Minecraft, which is why I'm a little hesitant about putting on some mods, even though I did put tweaks on here, although the tweaks really don't do anything too great. Yeah, this is my forever world. Apparently a lot of people are really starting to jump on. Okay, I'm going to say bandwagon here, but I don't want bandwagon to be considered like a bad word in this case. It's not. It's just people are wanting to, play in their own private like worlds and stuff, what they call a forever world. And I think I tried once before, but I'm always changing stuff, and so I said, you know what? Let me take a serious look at an attempt at doing this forever world stuff. But yeah, I have it. I also updated the server, by the way. I'll talk to you later when you're actually around to talk to. I haven't updated that to 26.2 yet. I'm still waiting on a couple. Oh, I thought I saw something. 26.2 just quite yet, because I'm still waiting on a couple of the mods to update. The majority of the mods, the dev guys, they have already worked. pretty quickly, in my opinion, to get things up and done. So, we should hopefully be converting over that soon. So sometime in July, I'm thinking we're going to hit 26.2 on the new server. Foundation server, that is what I'm talking about. Okay, so now, let's see. I've been kind of hearing about supposedly Microsoft is going to be selling off Mojang. Well, not necessarily Mojang, but Minecraft. Of course, that kind of... I saw that with, Waddles kind of put that out there, and now a couple of people put it out there. Okay, so to explain that, that's... Okay, it's kind of clickbaity when you make that statement about, that they're gonna... Wow, that is, really freaking interesting. Huh. So, anyway, it's kind of clickbaity in the way they're trying... Oh, hey, how you doing? Goodbye. Well, then. Didn't expect to see him there. Oh, no! Guess I'm not exploring that for a bit. So, anyway, to get back over to what I was trying to say. I read about it a little bit and watched a couple more videos on it, and it seems like there was an industrial leak. When I say industrial, in other words, an insider in the business community kind of somehow leaked something. I'm not sure if that was intentional by Microsoft to try to get feelers out there about how people are going to feel about what is going to happen, or this was an actual leak. It's not anything really major, though. The thing is, at this moment, the way the business end of Mojang is currently functioning with Microsoft is it is under a department of Microsoft, which is Xbox Studios, I want to say, is the parent department at this time that runs Mojang. So what is, I think, being considered in the boardroom right now is splitting off Xbox as its own separate entity. So in other words, it will have a primary control of itself, with Microsoft being in the background and having major decision power over major business decisions. So what that means is Xbox will then have to develop a business plan that will make them able to support themselves as a separate entity. They will be under the umbrella of Microsoft, which then means they are a subsidiary now. Right now they're a department, so they are directly in the line of being part of the business, actually being part of the business. Now, you know what? Why does the tweak for making fancy sunflowers has not worked in the last 3 updates, but yet it's supposedly still listed to be okay to work with it. So I got to figure out what that is. So anyway, so by splitting it off under its own entity, it will actually have to develop its own business plan, ensure that it can be solvent. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for that. So it can be solvent on its own to ensure that the future of Xbox and anything under Xbox, which includes Mojang, is able to be solvent along with it. But it's not going to be directly under. Let me just clean up here a little bit here. Directly under Microsoft. It's indirectly. That's what a subsidiary is. It's a business that functions under the parent company as a sister company. So you have parent, daughter. That may allow. I mean, it does also have downsides. But it also means now that Xbox, and thereby, in this case, Mojang, will have a little bit more control over its own future. Whereas right now, they answer wholly to Microsoft. There's just no decision. So by taking it in that direction, by giving them their own autonomy, they're allowing for a slightly better structure to doing their business. Where did... Oh, there you are. And that's actually not necessarily a bad thing. From a business standpoint of view, it means that they are now removed from Microsoft's budget line. And can develop their own budget line. So their income can be directly redirected into their own identity. I mean, they still owe to Microsoft. And they have to present their business plan as well as their financials to Microsoft. And Microsoft has the final say-so on pretty much every major decision that gets done. But in the short term, they control themselves. I'm getting the gist that Xbox is not doing financially well enough in Microsoft's opinion as to why this is taking place. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I haven't actually looked into their financials or the stock market. So I can only go based upon the information that is being presented to me through the information sources that I have. That's just a weird lighting thing? Yeah, it's just a weird lighting thing. So that's kind of like the deal with what's going on about supposedly Microsoft selling off Minecraft. It really isn't. It's still going to be owned by Microsoft. It's just going to be owned in a different sense. So, but of course, in order for people to get those clicks so they can get their metrics, they make their titles and stuff clickbaity. So, don't be worried that some might have been happy that they were, selling them because they don't like the fact that Microsoft owns them or the direction that they're supposedly going in. If this does happen, though, that argument becomes mute because Mojang will then be essentially back to being its own entity in a sense, but under, like I said, under the Xbox tagline. Well, not tagline, but business model. So at least it will stay within the gaming genre of the part of the business. So that's why I wouldn't worry about it. And actually, it may be a beneficial maneuver for them, in that they are no longer under the umbrella control of Microsoft, because I like Bedrock. I mean, I'm definitely a Java player, but unfortunately, Bedrock is a money grab. That's what the marketplace has come down to. Microtransactions, like every other big name game out there. That's actually not necessarily a bad thing, but when you get excessive about anything, it just makes the whole environment just feel not right. What is that? Oh, flowers. Okay. Alright. What am I looking for? Did I get it already? I don't think I was looking for anything in particular. I have a treasure map. Let's go get that. So we need to go southwest. Okay, we're facing south. That would be east. That's west, so we need to go that direction. Okay. So, that being said, for some people that could be good news and bad news at the same time. Some people consider when Mojang, oh my god, what? I fell. Did they see me? No, I don't think they locked onto me. I don't want to deal with them right now. So anyway, because I know some people still consider the Mojang acquisition from Microsoft as a bad idea. I can't say one way or the other. Like any acquisition of a business by another business, there's going to be good things and bad things about it. I don't think so far technically in the long run it's hurt Mojang. I think it's actually provided Mojang with a slightly better opportunity that it could do things. Although some things I haven't agreed with what they've been doing. I was talking about this, I think, the last time I was on the Minecraft. In that, I think that one of the biggest mistakes is they're kind of disconnecting themselves from the fan base. They have fully and completely stopped the the Minecraft conventions and conferences, which were actually started by private people, by private groups and stuff, wasn't actually supported originally by Mojang. Then I guess they kind of dipped their hands in to help support, which was nice on their end of things. And it got them out into the community, and of course, they got the community effect out of it. But then, of course, they started hating, and I hate to use that word, but that's essentially what it is. The negative side of every fan base has a negative side, and and just like any other fan base, the negative side was really vocal. So they shut down supporting large gatherings. I mean, there's definitely more reasons than just that, what you're probably hearing here, that they backed out of it. And then they started the whole Minecraft Live thing, which initially had a lot more fan base support as well. Unfortunately, it has dwindled down again to a 30-minute segment of 30-minute segment of them actually doing an advertisement is what it is. But the fan, as fan base, none of us mind. That's because that's how we learned about what they were working on and what was the possible next step that we had for Minecraft. The downside is, when it first started, that Minecraft Live was a lot longer and more connected with the fan base, whereas the modern day version is not as much. As I said last time, the segments are divided into three. You have a pre-show, which is 15 minutes now in length, and is completely separated from the main event, which is 30 minutes long, which is then followed up by a after show event, which again is 15 minutes. So you add all three of those I passed it. Add all three of those together, and you get an hour long show. But they're not actually connected anymore. The pre-show and the after show have no actual direct link to the main event. I'll bet you that's it right there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Nice. Okay. Quick second, clean this up. Nice. So we're able to make a conduit. Wrong tool. Anything thought up? I don't think so. Hey, why don't I sleep? We have a thunderstorm. Hi. There's a handshake for you. Goodbye. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It just seems more New World already raining. Oh, tell me about it. And I don't have a brush.
Everybody get up, it's the party song.
Ah! Trying to tree. You're not getting that water. Why does it feel like I'm doing some kind of Mario Metro thing with this music? Getting kind of full here. I'm almost dead. Okay, let's see some raid here. So, yeah. I mean... Oh, fishing rod. I can see one. Definitely want that. Oh, right, I'm full. Drop that for a second.
Everybody get up, it's the party song.
Yeah. So back to Minecraft stuff. Let's see. Is there any other big news? Well, they're working on 26.3 already. Of course, we kind of knew that. And did I get that one already? I think I got that one already. So the interesting thing about 26.3 that we're going to be getting is we are actually getting... Alright, it's not readily available to get to that one. Was that another treasure run? The question is that going to be the same treasure map? It is. Okay. We're getting the autumn leaves, which is something I have personally felt we really should have had for a while now. I believe they're oak related. They're not maple. Don't quote me on that, because I may have confused that. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the autumn colors. And I actually can't wait. The heck is that? Is that a drown? Wow. They definitely have changed the sounds, haven't they? Alright, I definitely have to come back here, so I am going to take a snapshot of the coordinates, and we're definitely going to be coming back here. And did I pick up my boat? Let's see. Is it in my inventory? It is not in my inventory. Why that not good? That means I don't have room for it. It's over there. Alright, let's finish getting this map up. Okay, so let's go this way. So yeah, that's kind of, I think, what's going on there. That's a little suspicious. I mean, there's a couple other things. Zuma reviewed this new feature, which unfortunately does ramp up the usage of your machine. So I don't know how many people are going to try including it in their gameplay. I'm going to wait to hear a little bit more on it before I really delve into it. Okay, what else is going on? Oh, Valve, the owner who owns Steam, have officially opened up their Steam machine random invitation. I'm holding on the bread. Why are you checking me out, dude? And I believe some people who actually have already received it. And if what I'm hearing is true, that there are people who are already trying to scalp it on auction sites. Go figure. I am actually one of those people. I have received my invitation. I am in the queue to receive one of these machines because they're sold out. They're completely and totally sold out. And I'm in it. I'm just now waiting for confirmation that I'm able to pay for my machine and then receive it. As it went, you signed up to see if you can be given this opportunity. It's kind of, again, kind of weird. You're given an opportunity to spend a huge amount of money, right? Which became a bit of an issue on itself in the fact that the price of the Steam machine went up because of what's going on with these companies that are now canceling their contracts for selling their RAM because they're now selling it to these AI and data farms because they can get more money out of it. I mean, from a business standpoint, you gotta kind of say, okay, they're doing it because they're making more money doing that. But at the same time, by doing so, they're messing with our market for it. And that's not cool, you know? And it's caused all kinds of problems. And I think I have to go back to this village. I don't think I've done this village yet. So, it's like my one son's, had said, that they're artificially inflating the demand, which then influences the price. So it's like a very dangerous round robin kind of thing. If you have a high demand, you can increase the price. If you increase the price, you can generate demand. I'm going to come back for that. So it's like, but at the same time, since they're canceling, now this is based on the information that I have been able to gather through news and whatnot. This is not from like other YouTubers and stuff. This is the proper game industry news reporting sites that there are out there. So it's an artificial environment that we are now having to pay the ultimate price by RAM doubling in price at its current state. And then that is going to be continued until approximately, now this is all business guessing, 2028. So for the next 2 years, 1.5 years, 2 years, the price and availability of RAM is going to skyrocket. It is predicted that it is going to quadruple in price by the end of this year of 26. Now consider the fact that everything uses computers nowadays, and these computer companies are pushing out for you to purchase their new and updated models, just like the phones do. People are not going to be able to afford that. I mean, it's been enough GPUs. Pricing went high. By now stating that these companies are no longer going to be selling their product to companies that rely on them in a build for which they are trying to sell, passing on the buck that they now have to go to other chipset companies that are going to supply them with RAM, which may not necessarily be as good as the ones that they have already contracted through. So then that means that while the companies that are creating computers and consoles and stuff like that would be technically using inferior merchandise in their system, then they start losing reputation because they have garbage RAM chips. And garbage RAM chips can cause serious problems. They're out there. And if you ever had like a really bad computer, chances are it may not necessarily have been like the motherboard or the CPU, which mostly, but now if you have the RAM chips that can't handle the loads that we as users, some of us, not all, put on it, it's one of those things where one thing shifts the quality, that's what I'm trying to say, product quality that people are relying on, that, wait a minute, I can't get out of here. Then that downplays the reputation of other aspects. So, say, okay, if you sell, wow, that's a lot of dogs. Oh, I have a gripe about that. I know I'm kind of breaking in the middle of things, but I watched, now dogs go after sheep. That's fine. But if Mojang is as not trying to be as non-violent as it can, I mean, there is violence, yes. I watched the dog kill a baby sheep, or what we call a lamb. Why are they allowing that if they have issues in other places? I mean, we could kill babies as well, but why would they want the dogs to kill the babies? What kind of sends a bit of a mixed message kind of thing. Anyway, back to the actual topic. Yeah, I'm getting closer to base. That feature right there. So, it's just a really, really rough round robin thing because one thing leads to another. It's also known as the domino effect. One thing falls, another thing falls behind, after it, and then something then falls after that one, etc., etc., etc. And I'm sure there's a couple other big business buzzwords out there about this. It just creates it, and then once people start losing faith and trust in the products that they've had faith and trust in for a while now, it's going to not end in a good way. Now you have to understand. I grew up in the age of computerized technology stuff. Okay, I am not a fan of AI. Oh, is that a block that I'm looking for? Is that the new sulfur stuff down there, or is that just sand? I don't have a zoom on me, so we'll have to check that out. That's over here near this stuff. Okay. Now I have programmed very limited AIs. That's kind of one of the things you have to learn how to do when you're learning to program. Now, limited AIs, I have no issue with. Every game pretty much uses a limited AI in some fashion or another. I'm talking about full autonomous AI is not a good idea. And I have my reasons for it. Almost fell off here. I think that's sand. Anyway, it's just, it's a bad idea. And trust me, especially as a writer, coming from a writer standpoint, autonomous AI is a cool thing to work with. Just like time travel is a cool thing to work with, but it's also a bad idea. From a scientific standpoint is what I'm kind of talking about. So, alright, I unfortunately have to take a restroom break here, guys. So I shall be right back in a moment. Okay, I've returned. Oh, in fact, I muted myself. That would not be the right screen to. Let's get over to that one, shall we? Okay, so I'm back. Okay, so, yeah. You know, from my background and stuff, you know, the idea behind AI is fascinating. But the implementation, especially since the implementation is done by humans, is not infallible. And it has been proven time and time again that full autonomous AI is dangerous to humanity. Limited AI, not so much. You know, we can control that. Full autonomous AI without actual real control, unfortunately, has been proven time and time again that it's not healthy for humans. So, that's why as somebody who actually kind of comes from the industry where all this kind of really hit the private sector, you know, and like personal PCs and stuff really started coming out and everything. It's just, I think from like a scientific / engineering, even like just conceptualized, it is an interesting concept. Robotics is now starting to kind of push the envelope here and there. Not 100% sold on modern day interpretation of robotics, but there's reasons behind that. At least though, robotics is still more of a controlled industry than AI is. Just waiting for the clock to run now. I actually used an AI for the first time a week ago. And it was kind of interesting, I'll admit. But I'm still leery about working with it fully. I'm at least trying to keep an open mind on the idea. I will never, keep in mind though, I will never accept full autonomy AI. I know how dangerous that concept in itself is. Just dangerous. Alright, give me a second here to clean up these bags a bit. Oh, I know what I was looking for. Just see what there is. that spoon down. Okay. A sip of water. So, with that all kind of being said, and the fact that some of these chip companies that are making RAM and deciding that they're going to sell their RAM to these AI data farms, which is artificially raising the cost to the individual, us, to the point where it's going to almost push it into an impossibility to purchase these items as civilians. Like, it's just. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of the data farms, and I'm not a fan of the AIs, because it is just creating such a level of disparity between the human users and an industry that doesn't care about anything that's human. You know, that is definitely the definition of I'm gonna back. Business greed. Yes, it is their business. They are there to make money, and that's the bottom line for them. But in the end, they're hurting us because we can't afford their level of where did I see that? Anyway, we're being hurt by this. The companies that are selling their chipsets to these data farms, they're making their money. They are, and once again, that's the whole idea of having a business, is to make money. But it's costing us as consumers and costing us in such a way that the companies are not seeing it. And if they are, they don't care. Now, that then makes it a situation in which people start disliking the oi. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm not here to fight you. Is he really gonna stay there? Interesting. There. Ow. Alright. Yeah. Oh, what? What? No, he's gonna kill me. Oh well. Is it? Oh, it's not a thunderstorm? Did I? Okay, so we gotta head towards 49,294. Wow, I walked pretty far. I don't have a bed, so I think I'm gonna wait. Anyway, just since I gotta wait a couple minutes. What? I think that was pretty much the gist for the AI stuff. It's going to be an interesting next 2 years, to say the least. And I don't know. We'll see. The best thing that we as the public can truly do is educate ourselves on this stuff. Don't sit back on our laurels and let these corporations run our lives. I'm not talking about the scientists and stuff like that. People who are like building these models and stuff like that. I'm talking about the companies that are there and just doing the money grab. Their primary purpose is simply to make money. Period. They're not here to be good people or entities, whatever you want to call them. They're not here to be friends with anybody or any of that stuff. They are nothing but a bottom line thing. And that's not what controls us as people. We shouldn't allow it to control us. A good example is the story of 1984. It is a fictional story, but it has its hands in practical application. And it could become our world. God forbid it does, but the possibility of it happening is there. Alright, so we need to go to 49,300 basically. So 50 by 300. So I need to go this way and this way. So that way. Because you really don't want to live in a that ideal of a society. I think that's all the Minecraft news. I don't think I'm going to get back on Titancraft this week. I'm thinking I should be back on it by next week. Sorry about the delay in getting onto it. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, the Subnautica 2 controversy. In that we do not have, as players, we do not have access to a tool that would allow us to harm or damage the aggressive mobs in the game. As people have pointed out, the first one did. And apparently the devs have not really come out and said it, but they have heavily hinted more than one time that they are not going to provide a defensive mechanism that could harm the sea life. And I don't agree with that. And my reason for that is that they have hostile mobs that are causing injury and, well, unalive us. I guess that's the proper word I'm supposed to use now. That's definitely not gonna go. That's not where I'm going. But yet we do not have a way of defending ourselves from this type of harm and situation. And really, if in real life, if that was kind of like you would avoid that situation like it was nothing. So why would you put yourself in such a situation? And that's kind of what the fight is right now. Ooh, wait. Nope, I said I have to go. Oh, I passed it. So I need to go back a little ways. So it's down in here that I died. Okay. Must have been right there, I think. At least from a game standpoint. If you're going to constantly be harassed, hurt, and damaged to the point of unrecoverability, why would you play the game? And that's where the controversy on that is sitting at the moment. And I seriously feel Can I get in here? Good, he's burning. Okay, we got zombies to the right of us. Kind of hoping to avoid it. Okay, now. Alright. So, yeah, I think I don't know. I can kind of understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, if they're gonna disallow us from protecting ourselves from harm, then they shouldn't have mobs that harm us. Or do worse. Because right now people are at the point where if they are unable to defend themselves from harm, they're not going to play the game, which means they're going to lose sales. So you have to decide from a business perspective. What was I just looking at? Let me heal up here. So yeah, I mean, because people are already talking about, pulling out. The game has, people like it. Look, the number one thing that is killing people wanting to play it is the fact that the fact that you can't do anything to defend yourself. That's not 100% accurate. Do damage to protect yourself. So, and it's not like people are actually looking to. Oh, gee. Is that a delay in the AI? Oh, come on. Oh, it's just grass. Alright. Unfortunately, I kind of lost my train of thought at the moment. Oh, we're talking about Subnautica. Well, I guess that's pretty much the gist right now of the argument. It is the devs have to decide to stand by their ideology or lose all the potential money that they thought they were going to get from selling the game. I mean, they got a lot of money from selling the first part of the game. But now that people have seen that they are unable to do anything, there is a limited defensive mechanism, but the aggressiveness of the hostile mobs leads it to like almost a near impossibility to survive encounters in the long run. It does give it a challenge, but it takes away any fun of playing the game. So you have to weigh, what's better? Providing a situation in which people can enjoy the game, or remove a mechanic that takes away their enjoyment of playing the game, by which then they don't play the game. Because now there is a section of the community who played it are now saying if they don't fix, as they put it, fix this issue, they're not going to continue with it. So in other words, the next big segments that come out, they're not putting up the money for it. So Subnautica 2 could either end here, or it could continue solely based on whether or not they listen to the fan base. Doesn't mean they listen to them 100%, but listen to them and figure out a solution that both the fan base and the dev team's ideology can be handled properly. Especially considering the fact that, as we understand it, we have a new major hostile mob coming to the game. So by adding this now additional hostile mob, and it's not a small one, supposedly, you know, seriously, I mean, the question really, I mean, why play it? If I'm going to be terrorized, harassed, and injured from a mob that I have very little defense against, if any, why put myself through that? I mean, me, I probably would end up doing it because I'm just done that way. But, oh, it's a regular wolf. So, I don't know, we're gonna have to see what happens, really. From a marketing perspective, an end use for their income, I think they need to capitulate at least a little bit. Like I said, there has to be a solution, a compromise that both the fan base and the dev team can come up with to remove that downside of the game itself, actually removing the enjoyment of playing the game, simply because of the hostility of, and the not only hostility but the aggressiveness of the game's own model. So I don't know if there's any psych professors out there that would study anything like this, but I'm wondering if there is like a university case or something that they're studying this cooperative development of games. Cooperatives in the sense that the fan base, fan base has always thrown in suggestions stuff, but these dev teams are starting to listen more and more to their fan base. And what is that? What are you? Oh, that's a chicken. Oh, so these are eggs. Oh, okay. So it just didn't look like a chicken. Because I'm kind of curious if that would that is a huge pile of dripstone. Nice. If that wouldn't be like an interesting paper to write. I'm not a psychology person, so I wouldn't begin to understand what question to ask or even how to write a paper like that. But I would be fascinated, I think, to hear their conclusions on the research of such a topic. Because we're still trying to answer the question of what makes a game popular versus what doesn't, because there are titles that these dev teams and these companies think that these should be a hit, and they're not. And then you get these games how Minecraft started, that just take off. I mean, all it is especially when it originally started, what they had, 4 different block types, technically speaking. and it just took off, and it's still here to this day. So I don't know. I just think I'd be fascinated to hear what some of these psychological students could find out. Because in order to get to certain parts of their profession, they all have to really write these papers and stuff like that. Not all of them, but I guess it depends on how far you want to take your profession. Okay, I wasn't too far of a drop. Wow, see, when Bushing was trying to progress, they were trying to eliminate this stuff like floating islands and stuff like that. And while they added like various components to get caves and all that kind of things and stuff like that, the open cave system / ravine stuff generation, I think, has really been pushed to almost a limit here. It's cool. Don't get me wrong on what I'm trying to say. It's just it seems like it kind of backstepped a little. What is that? Is that a mine shaft? I would just love to tear into these things and just start exploring. For a game that's really designed around collecting resources and building from those collected resources, for me, there's a bigger pull towards the exploration of it. Yo, whoa. What's going on, man? Oh, wow, check out that. I think it would be easier just to make a diamond pick and get the obsidian by hand. I was trying to see if I could find some portals that gave me obsidian, because I generally get enough obsidian from portals that I can craft a enchanting table and a portal without having to cast it and have a big old jungle out that way. Oh, Savannah there. I'm wondering how much deep dark stuff is here too, because I have a lot of rather tall mountains around. And that's generally what you want to look for when you're looking for a deep dark. Now, whether we get an ancient city or not, that's another story. But excuse me, sorry about that. Oh, did I pass it? I passed it. Now, I'm kind of looking down in these caves too to hopefully see if maybe we can't get to the new materials. But I think I have to go a little bit deeper for that. And I haven't quite got around to doing that yet. I'm still working on surface stuff. What do I got on my boots? What time are we at? We got a sleeping spot? Okay. We can sleep. Sorry about that. My body, I think, has decided you're tired. Oh, I need to eat. Guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a boat with a goat. Oops, wrong button. What up, dude? Oh, I thought you were in snow. This seed has a lot of cherry groves. Really beautiful. See, I removed the fog, so I can see as far as the game lets me. That's on the screen. Okay. Yeah, I know. You kind of get these jagged edges and stuff like that, but I like to be able to see as far as the game lets me. I never cared for the fog effect. And that's even one of the downsides for me of playing Bedrock. Because they still have, when you get down to Bedrock level, it just turns everything black. It makes sense. I mean, honestly, it does. It's just, I don't personally like it. So. I guess that's one of the good things about Minecraft is you are able to make not these complicated changes. You know, the whole concept of vanilla tweaks is that they're changes, but they're simple, almost quality of life type changes. So they don't complicate the game. Well, that's all. Let's not fall down it. I thought I also had heard that Mojang's design team is considering removing the spaghetti tunneling in its generation. I don't know if that's true or not. And I'm not sure what I would feel about that. You know, as someone who enjoys exploring, sometimes those spaghetti tunnels can lead to interesting openings. Not something that happens all the time, but the availability is there. I think my body's getting ready to tell me that we need to stop streaming. So we'll go check out this village, head home, and then I think I'll end. I didn't find what I was looking for, so I think I'll just craft a diamond pit and go. Well, hello! I have no idea what it is, but I find the armadillo so cute. Oh, Scoot. Oh, wait, is that a... Yep, let's go see what we got over there. And then we'll go check out the village. Wait, have I been here already? I think I was already here then. I don't remember seeing that. Huh. Okay then. That's one of the reasons why I should take the chess, so that I know I've already been to that location. I love how they have bigger heads. Okay, I've been here too. Because there should have been a chest there. I think I remember that. Okay. So I've been here already. Hmm. Spin cycle. I think I just took the chest out of here. Okay. Yeah, I was here already. I only took the chest out of it. I didn't take any of the stations. That's an interesting generation for a jungle. That's a pretty good sized jungle. Can I get to the bamboo forest? I think I did, but it's here, so let me get that. Get over there and get that in the achievement. Oh. That sounds like a panther. Oh yeah, it is. What up, my guy? And there's an ocelot. Well, I am gonna have to figure out where I get to my base. Good thing I have screenshots. Just a bird. What is that? I am almost to spawn. Spawn on this world was 0-0. Okay. There's World Spawn. Now, interestingly enough, from here, we're in a plains. You have a cherry grove there. You have a birch there. A jungle here. Sparse jungle, actually. Up there is a savanna. Forest. So even just from spawn point itself, you had a good amount of biomes to pick from. Where's my tree? Okay, we are home. And I will say good night here, guys. And we'll catch everybody in the next stream. Y'all take care now. Bye.